Bo's shooting good, I'm shooting decently, and we are 1 month out from the first archery hunt of the year, and that is my second favorite season. That's archery antelope season. First is archery elk. It's my second favorite season for a lot of reasons. You get to hunt all day long, you get multiple stalks per day, you're not limited to just first and last light. Archery antelope hunting, you just learn so much. You learn how to stalk, what you can and can't get away with. You learn how to use the terrain to your advantage, etc. Over the years, killed quite a few antelope with my bow, and in today's vlog I just want to share some of the tips and tricks and some of the successful tactics that I use to take antelope. So let's dive in. So my first tactic is to stalk every single antelope that I possibly can. I don't drive around looking for an antelope in the perfect spot. You can spend days doing that and never finding one in the perfect spot for a stalk. Instead, I go after every single one, and you'd be amazed once you're out there, you can make the really flat terrain that those antelope live in and actually work in your advantage. You can find the little contour lines or find the couple perfect sagebrush bushes to put between you and the antelope as you're stalking into bow range. In fact, my first 2 archery antelope I killed in the flattest country you can imagine, but I just belly crawled in, got behind a couple little random bushes, and was able to get into bow range. My next tip is that you just have to accept the fact that sometimes antelope are going to jump your string. I've had antelope jump the string as close as 10 yards and all the way out to 60 yards. It seems like 50% of the time they jump your string, dodge your arrow. They are fast little buggers. There's nothing you can do about it but accept the fact that sometimes after all your hard work getting into bow range, they might just jump your string. Next tip is to wear knee pads. I only do spot and stalk, which means that I am crawling on my hands and knees through sagebrush, rocks, cactus, you name it. It's pokey and it stabs your knees. So knee pads are essential. I'm rocking the Sitka Ascent pants with removable knee pads. I love those pants. They're the lightest, most breathable pant that Sitka makes. Great for antelope hunting. My next tip, kind of along similar lines as the last one regarding spot and stalk, is that leave the decoy at home. If you're hunting alone, decoys just get in the way. If they mount to your bow, the wind's probably blowing and blowing your bow all over the place. I wouldn't use a decoy. But if you have a live decoy, such as a horse, put a halter on that horse and just lead him out right to an antelope, walk up to 40 yards, take a shot. It'll probably work. This wide angle lens right now, it's like probably 5 inches from my face. Now it's like 2 inches from my face. That's a more comfy chair. So my next tip is to not long bomb antelope. Know your max effective range and stick to it. With antelope hunting, it's really easy to get within 100 yards and like sneak up within 100 yards of antelope, but to cut off that remaining 50 yards or 40 yards or whatever to your max range can be really hard. And when you're getting multiple stalks per day, you're often just kind of right on that fringe of like being able to make like a good ethical shot. Many of us are really competent out to 100 yards shooting at a target. Problem is when you're shooting at a live animal, A, you got a lot more adrenaline pumping through you, the shooter, and then B, the antelope can move. And as I said earlier, antelope are notorious for jumping the string. So if you take a shot, odds are pretty good that antelope is going to move. And when the animal moves, either you totally miss them or you hit them in a not so good spot. So for me, my cutoff is 60 yards. If I can't get closer than 60, don't even take the shot. Don't worry about it. Just move on to the next one. My next tip is curiosity has killed many a goat. So prior to rifle season, prior to being shot at with a gun, antelope are really curious critters. I've been on a lot of stalks where I've been busted, but then instead of just getting up and then just walking away, I just sit there with my arrow knocked, and the antelope will actually work their way and like kind of come in and check me out. My very first antelope, I bumped him, he ran 200 yards away, and then he turned around and walked all the way into 50, just because he was curious. He was like, what is that thing? Another good way to take advantage of the curiosity is to sometimes flip your shirt inside out. Wear white instead of camo. When they see white, they might think you're an antelope. Also, if you're hunting during their rut, which is in September, I'll flip my shirt inside out, wear white instead of camo. And I've had antelope come in from 800 yards because they see this like white thing. They're like, oh, it must be an antelope, and they'll come running in to check you out. So definitely take advantage of their curiosity. All right, and the last tip is if you do happen to get an antelope, get the hide off as soon as possible. I've stripped the hide off in the field. Hide is off within 20 minutes, and if you do that, it gets rid of any gamey flavor, and that will result in the best wild game you have ever had. All right, that is a wrap on this vlog. Hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Doing both would help me out a ton, so hit the button, people, please. But seriously, it helps me out a lot. So hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next time.